Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Lucerne, Schoolkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Julia Wiegand. A Carbon County fire claimed the life of one man and sent 4 others to the hospital. The fire started at 332 West Birch Street in Lansford shortly before 5 p.m. Monday. Neighbors and passerbys jumped in to help the mother, Kirsten Honey, and her 3 children escape the inferno. The father, Jonathan Honey, escaped from the structure, but went back in to help rescue his family still trapped inside and was ultimately killed. Kirsten suffered 2 broken hips and a broken vertebrae after jumping from a window with her 1-month-old baby Jonathan in her arms, who suffered a bone separation in his neck. Police say 6-year-old Jeremiah jumped from the highest point of the house without breaking any bones, but is on a ventilator. Jackson Honey, who's under 5, has 2nd-degree burns. All were taken to Lehigh Valley Hospital Cedar Crest for treatment, and the 3 kids are in the ICU. The home where the fire broke out was completely destroyed, and 2 neighboring homes were also damaged. Firefighters believe the fire started on the 1st floor, but the cause remains under investigation. High winds and a brush fire are to blame for destroying a Wilkes-Barre salvage business. Bilecki Scrap and Recycling Center on North Pennsylvania Avenue caught fire Monday afternoon. Crews were called to a brush fire behind the business around 1 p.m. as the gusty winds caused the flames to spread to Bilecki's main building. No injuries were reported, but the building had to be knocked down in order to put out the fire completely. Firefighters worked through the night into this morning putting out hot spots, and the fire was reportedly still burning as of 5 p.m. As a result, North Pennsylvania Avenue was closed to 1 lane today, while crews cleared away debris from the area. Police in Lucerne County are investigating a report of shots fired early Tuesday morning in Hanover Township. Nearly 7 rounds were fired, with 3 of them striking an apartment building near Lucerne Street around 3 this morning. According to police, the shooters described as a black male who fled the scene in a dark-colored vehicle. Anyone with information about this incident being asked to contact Hanover Township Police by calling 570-825-1254. Millions of dollars in funding will be available to help out communities impacted by state center closings. It was announced last August that the Whitehaven and Polk centers would close within the next 3 years, as the state plans to move away from institutionalized caregiving. The closures will impact residents and local businesses, so the state facility closure transition program will ensure community support following the closures. $5 million will be available for several counties, including Lucerne, Schoolkill, Carbon, and Columbia. Funds may be used for environmental assessments, blighted property rehab and retraining, and other workforce development programs for state residents. Applications can be submitted online at the Department of Community and Economic Development's website no later than March 31st. We've got the details on a new fingerprint machine, the pandemic's impact on case numbers, and more from last week's County Council meeting. According to the annual update given by District Attorney Stephanie Salavantis, an automatic fingerprint identification system will be accessible to any local law enforcement and will be purchased with part of a $50,000 State Economic and Community Development Initiatives grant sponsored by State Senator John Udicek. Also part of the discussion was the case numbers that have decreased, a report on juvenile and drug cases, and that the office's budget spending was under the amount allotted. The report also came as a parting speech, as Salavantis plans to voluntarily resign around March 25th due to her campaign for judge. In closing, Salavantis thanked her prosecutors, detectives, and support staff over the years. We've got another COVID cancellation, and this time it's affecting our state troopers. PSP was saddened by their decision to cancel all its annual large summer programs this year, including Camp Cadet and Sunny Day Camp, but considered it necessary to protect each other from further outbreaks. As a result, the 2022 Troop and Camp Cadet selection process may also be impacted as they develop a way to honor applicants from the past 2 COVID cancellations alongside those applying in 2022. Applications and registration for next year's programs will begin in early January. Details and more can be found at troopandcampcadet.com or on their social media pages. Attorney General Josh Shapiro took a major step in combating gun violence, and our Philip Kaufman has the details.
Attorney General Josh Shapiro, alongside Representatives Almond Brown and State Senators Vincent Hughes and Tony Williams, made a major announcement following surveillance investigations that revealed that 80% receiver kits purchased at a gun show in Morgantown were utilized for criminal activity in Philadelphia.
Eagle Arms, the promoter for that gun show in Morgantown, and the largest gun show promoter in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, has taken a major step. Indeed, this is a first in the nation step to curb the kind of gun violence that we are seeing as a result of these gun shows. Starting just a day ago, Eagle Arms has announced that they will no longer allow the sale of 80% receiver kits at all of their gun shows.
This marks the first gun show promoter in the nation to stop the sale of these unserialized 80% receivers. This comes as the number of ghost guns recovered in Philadelphia is up 152%. Ghost guns typically start as 80% receivers that are often sold in kits without background checks. They can be easily and quickly put together, they lack serial numbers so they cannot be traced, and once fully assembled can operate as fully functioning firearms.
They are becoming the weapon of choice for criminals on the streets of Philadelphia. Let me give you some data to back that up. Back in 2019, we seized 99 of these ghost guns here in Philly. In 2020, that number rose to 250 ghost guns.
Previous investigations show that ghost guns have been responsible for multiple homicides, including a Polymer 80 9mm handgun used in 2 shooting deaths in July of 2020 in Snyder County.
We recognize that we need to work together, not just law enforcement, but with organizations like Eagle Arms. I want to encourage other gun show promoters to take a moment, like Eagle Arms did. Think about your responsibility. Think about your responsibility to ending this violence that we're seeing here in Philly and in Reading and Hazleton and Chester and Erie and Harrisburg and so many communities that are racked by gun violence.
Reporting for Wyln News, I'm Philip Kaufman.
Thank you, Phil. Coming up on Wyln News, Penndot wants to know how they did this winter. Plus, Biden's proposing the first federal tax hike in 3 decades. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the Wyln Weather Kits. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Ezra. I'm 5 years old. It's partly cloudy out here and a little cold.
Vaccines will be the way we're going to beat COVID. Until they're available, you may have questions. Why should we get vaccinated? How do we sign up? What are the facts? We trust the pros, people just like you and me. Vaccines on a special series of Pocono Mountains magazine.
I'm Jonathan. I got the shot.
I'm Luce. I got the shot.
I'm Dr. Cruz, and I got the shot.
Why did you get the COVID-19 vaccine?
I got the vaccine to protect my family, my friends, and my neighbors.
Why? Why wouldn't you? It's safe. It's our best chance to get back to life as normal.
Normal would be nice.
You mean someday I won't have to wear a mask anymore?
Yes, you can trust your doctors and nurses, especially when they say get the vaccine.
What if anyone believes the vaccine was created too fast? Billions of dollars and unprecedented cooperation went into making the vaccine safely.
I'm living proof, and so are millions of others who got the shot.
More than 500,000 people in Pennsylvania have had at least one round of the vaccine.
That's a lot of people, and more are getting signed up every day.
The experts, trusted local healthcare providers, say the vaccine's safe.
So sign up.
Signing up online or with a simple phone call gets you on the list and ready when the time's right.
And it's sooner than you think.
Our local hospitals and pharmacies are doing everything by the book.
The sooner you're vaccinated, the sooner we can all breathe easier.
Literally and figuratively.
Even if you're at low risk, you and everyone around you will benefit from the COVID-19 vaccine.
The vaccine is our best shot against this deadly pandemic. Get yours and get protected.
People just like you and me know firsthand the importance of getting vaccinated. It's safe, so sign up. The vaccine is no cost to you, and it's a way each of us can fight against COVID. Need more info? Visit PoconoMountains.com/COVID-19.
Penndot's inviting residents to share their feedback on winter services through a new online survey. The 12-question survey asks participants about their timeline expectations for safe and passable roadways, ranking snow removal priorities, and rating Penndot's winter services overall. The results will help Penndot measure public expectations and identify education opportunities in the future. The survey can be found at surveymonkey.com and it's available until April 6th. The Wilkes-Barre VA Medical Center will be holding a virtual listening session with stakeholders Friday to hear from veterans and the community VA serves. This also happens to be one of 50 public virtual listening sessions across the country. From March through June, the VA wants to hear from veterans on how to design a healthcare system of the future and grow services for veterans in a way that reinforces VA's role as a leader in the U.S. healthcare system. These listening sessions are a chance for veterans to help VA reimagine how it delivers care in an equitable, high-quality, veteran-centered manner and develop a plan for investing in VA's aging infrastructure. To register for Wilkes-Barre's listening session, visit va.gov/healthpolicyplanning/listening.asp. President Joe Biden's planning to execute the first major federal tax hike in almost 30 years. According to Bloomberg reports, the increase would be used to help pay for the $1.9 trillion pandemic stimulus package titled the American Rescue Plan, which Biden signed into law Thursday. Corporate tax would jump from 21% to 28%. The income tax rate on people making over $400,000 would rise. The estate tax would expand, back tax preferences would be paired on pass-through businesses like limited liability companies, and a higher capital gains tax rate would be set up for individuals making at least $1 million. The White House said the plan would follow the signing of the coronavirus relief bill, but an announcement date hasn't been set just yet. Coming up on Eagle Rock's News Choice, we're talking online scams on this Trooper Talk Tuesday and Community and You. Plus, we continue with this week's Leading the Way series. Stay with us.
When emergency strikes, trust your care to the all-new ER at Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton. With a facility that's now twice the size. Experienced nurses who see you right away. A quick assessment process makes sure you get the care you need. Advanced technology on site. Safe, private treatment rooms, and a peace of mind that only this level of care can bring. When it matters most, trust your partner in emergency care. Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton.
What is Plume? Plume spreads Wi-Fi across your entire home. Pods plug straight into the wall. No messy cables. They spread the internet from your existing modem to every corner of your home at full speed. Plume doesn't just make your Wi-Fi faster. It intelligently adapts to your environment and manages your Wi-Fi 24/7 based on insights like the number and types of devices you have connected. Plume. Worry-free Wi-Fi.
Hey guys, it's Ray Merrill. It's Blaze Alexander, Greater Hazleton Mazda. Hey guys, I know what you're thinking. There's a lot of brands out there. You're looking for something all-wheel drive. You're looking for something sporty. You're looking for something reliable. According to Consumer Reports, Mazda has emerged as the most reliable car brand, beating Toyota and Lexus. You might as well get the most reliable car from the most reliable dealer. So if you're in the area, come on down to Blaze Alexander, Greater Hazleton. We are the largest Mazda dealer in central Pennsylvania as far as inventory goes. Check them out online at blazealexander.com. We'll even deliver them to you.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
At Grand Central, our family has been supplying your family with quality brand name furniture, mattresses, and appliances for over 3 generations. Whether you choose from our excellent selection of Lazy Boy, Catnapper, or England furniture, or from our fantastic selection of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we guarantee total comfort in every room of your home.
With expert advice, everyday low prices, plus interest-free financing for up to 60 months.
From our family to your family.
Grand Central in Hazleton. Everything to make your house a home.
Welcome to our Trooper Talk Tuesday here on WYLN. I'm Philip Kaufman, and we're joined as always by State Trooper Anthony Petrosky. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
And today, folks, we are talking about an alert that has just come out, courtesy of Troop N, and we are talking about this scam alert. There seems to be a lot of online scams going on, a lot of information being passed around, and so for you folks out there, we just want to talk about what to be on the lookout for. So,
scams, they've always been around. They're always going to be around. But now, with COVID going on and a lot of places are working remotely from home, they're working virtually, schools are virtual, the rise of internet crimes are up because scammers out there know more people are using these means for everyday work, schooling. So there's a lot more going on out there. We still get the phone calls. We still get the calls that there's a warrant for your arrest unless you give a $50 gift card to Sheetz. Totally a scam. Never pay with gift cards. But that's still going to happen. But now we're seeing internet scams. Scams that are going on through different kind of virtual means, different kind of outlets where you could do virtual meetings, interviews, things like that, and emails. And it's very easy to scam somebody in an email because you could Google any kind of image you want, a bank, financial institution, anything like that, and get their logo. Type up an email, put it at the bottom of that logo, and send it. And a lot of times people think, oh, well, that's the bank's image. I have to do this to my account. Provide sensitive information, and they get scammed. So some tips we offer: never give out any sensitive information, meaning date of birth, social security number, things like that. We just don't do it. Know your trusted sources. Never give out bank account numbers. That's the big one. You get an email from what you think is your bank, and they say, we have a problem with your account. Verify your account number. Well, there's your sign right there. If they're saying there's a problem with your account, they should know your account number. So make sure you read everything thorough. Talk it over with somebody. If you get a letter, an email, a phone call, and you think it might be legit, call the company. Call your bank. Call the phone company. Don't just be so easily giving away your hard-earned money. Call the establishment, call the institution, and verify it first.
And with these kind of, especially now, I think one of the big ones going around is COVID vaccination scams.
Sure.
And so about medical history and stuff like that, I think a lot of times it's directed towards the elderly, especially who are now trying to get that vaccination, get that get an appointment set.
Sure.
And what kind of tips for senior citizens, people who aren't tech savvy, just things to keep in mind for them, who they should contact in case they're unaware, and just not to handle it themselves if they're not comfortable handling it themselves.
And that's the big thing there. Is a lot of times elderly individuals are very trusting. So if they get an email or phone call about a COVID vaccine or something else, they think it's legit. And it's a shame, but we can't be like that. Run it by somebody. Ask a family member, a friend, a neighbor. If you think you're being scammed, call the police. But don't just be so quick to give a bank account number or a credit card number to verify your spot for the COVID vaccine. That's the big one here. It is free. You do not have to pay for this vaccine. You do not have to put a credit card down to hold your spot either. Don't be so quick to trust people. Run it by somebody. Make sure you do it the right way. Call your healthcare provider. Go through your doctor's office. They're the ones that will make sure you get it done correctly.
And now, of course, you had mentioned you can call the police, but you want to check it out first, folks. You want to have somebody else look at it. You don't want to just, I'm sure that the police don't want a million calls about this or that or this email and that email. Make sure a friend checks it out first or a family member. But if you are being scammed and you do find out, contact the police.
That's when you call us. Yeah. But again, that's why we always say run it by somebody. And don't feel pressured. That's the big one. Don't feel pressured. If somebody's on the phone or an email saying you have to act now, you don't, because that's a scam.
All right, folks. Well, internet's a crazy place. We always talk about that, and especially now with us being online more, a lot of people are reaching out to us trying to get our well-earned cash through emails and through online scams. So be sure to watch out for things such as urgent or need it now. Make sure that you check the company, contact the company if you need to, and if you find out that you are being scammed, contact the police. Let them know. It's part of what they do. They have specific units that address online scams and online harassment and things such as that nature. So make sure that you contact them if you find out that you are being taken under a scam. So thank you for joining us.
Oh, my pleasure.
And thank you all for joining us here on Trooper Talk Tuesday on WYLN.
Life is different, but it hasn't stopped. So when curiosity turns into a rash, an LVHN video visit is just a click away. No matter what you need, whether it's a phone call with a primary care provider or a specialist, or you just need advice on your health, we have a virtual care option that's right for you. And the best part? You'll always be seen by a Lehigh Valley Health Network provider. Visit lvhn.org/virtual to learn more.
Membership opportunities are now available at the Valley Country Club, 79 Country Club Lane in Sugarloaf. Clubhouse upgrades are in progress and will be ready for the spring. Call Frank Radis for details at 570-233-5328.
Moore & Associates, accountants and advisors located at 751 North Church Street in Hazleton. Contact them for all your individual and business tax and accounting needs.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
Third Base Luncheonette, still making memories after all these years. S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
WYLN's going behind the scenes to learn more about the lives and goals of our local leaders. So, we'll be sitting down with State Representative Tara Toohill, who's leading the way for part 2 of this week's series.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We continue our segment of Leading the Way, joined this week by State Representative Tara Toohill. So, tell us about the pathway to state representative. What made you want to hold public office?
So when I was in law school, I actually visited the state capitol, and I went and I looked at the General Assembly, and I thought, someday I'm going to work there. I'm going to work there because that's the place where laws are made. So every idea that a constituent calls with, we research, and anytime you look at a big problem, many times there's a law that needs to be repealed, a law that needs to be changed, or the law is actually what is going to fix the problem. So that's what really led me to an interest in the legislature, and it's really an amazing job in public service because every issue, any array of issues, even if it's federal, local, and not state related, at least I get to speak to the constituents about it, and I can connect them to the place that they need to go to get an answer if I'm not the one that can provide the answer. So making those connections and really being a voice for people is an amazing part of being a legislator, but that representative part of the job.
And kind of the first run at it, elections and getting to your seat. How was that feeling, being at a younger age for a state representative, even for anybody in politics, and winning that seat? And what was that like, that accomplishment? So when I was running that first time, that's when we won, I was quite astounded by that, actually. And that night, we were counting the votes, and I was just, we had a small team, and I was sitting and counting the votes at the Hazleton Elks in a back room by myself, and I was looking at these numbers, and I was like, these can't actually be right, because I really didn't ever think that we would win, even when the tide was turning and it seemed like that we were getting a lot of support from the community. I didn't think that we would be able to accomplish such a feat. I mean, we were able to unseat the House Majority Leader, and someone that had been a very long-term representative here in the area. So that, I think, was a big surprise, because I was running on principles, and I really wanted our area to be redeveloped and for things to change in our area, and we've done a lot of that, but I was running on those principles, not thinking that I would actually be elected by the people, really. So it was a surprise.
And that's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page or WYLNTV.com, where you can also find LVHN's real facts about COVID-19. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next, right here on WYLN TV.